Hello everyone. Today we are going to understand a new topic that is mitochondria. When you hear the word mitochondria, what's come into your mind? Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Yes, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, and that's very common among us that we always say mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. It was first discovered by Kolliker and Benda, and you will be amazed to know that these cell organelles have their own DNA and ribosome. Actually, there is an old theory about that. The first life on the earth was unicellular organism. We all know that the first life on the earth was unicellular organism. Similarly, mitochondria used to be an independent organism that was unicellular at that time. Suddenly, one day, what happened that an eukaryotic organism came and engulfed the whole mitochondria. But they made an agreement that the eukaryotic organism will not eat mitochondria. Instead, it will help the eukaryotic cell in performing the aerobic respiration. Because during that time, the eukaryotic organism have to depend on other sources for the ATP production. But when it engulfs the mitochondria, we all know that mitochondria produces ATP on its own. So he gets an area from which he can just get ATP very easily. Hence, it does not eat it. And similarly, there is a case of plastid. And from that time, mitochondria and plastid, both which have their DNA and ribosome of their own, live inside the cell and are called semi-autonomous organelle. Yes, this is the fancier name, that is semi-autonomous organelle. They are known as semi-autonomous organelle, but the ribosome in it is 70s and DNA is circular. So even though it lives inside the eukaryotic organism, it has its characteristics of being a prokaryotic organism, that it has the DNA of circular, and the ribosome is of 70s. So this clearly proves the theory that that they are living in a habit of commensalism. You might be thinking, what is commensalism? So commensalism is a habit in which a positive habit in which both the organism get the benefit. They then after saw the theory in which then after the scientists saw the theory that the giraffe neck is just growing because of its acquired characteristics, and scientists also proved that the acquired characteristics cannot go from one generation to another generation. For example, if you are good in violin or guitar, it will not just it will not true that the children will also be able to play guitar and violin very easily. It's not true, because these are acquired characteristics, and acquired characteristics do not go to another generation. Similarly, it is not proven that acquired that mitochondria will go to the mitochondria of one eukaryotic cell will go to another eukaryotic cell. So this is not completely true, but 90% of the first theory is taken as true, and 10% of the other one. So that's a debate part, but let it be. Now let's back on the topic. So mitochondria is a double membranous bound organelle. So it is a double membrane bound organelle which has an outer membrane and an inner membrane. The outer membrane is very porous, and the inner membrane is deeply folded into cristae, which are studded by small rounded bodies known as oxysomes. Yes, they are small bodies that are known as oxysome, and they are also known as F0 F1 particle. So you might be thinking about, what is the function of oxysomes. So the function of oxysome is to perform Krebs cycle. Now you will think that, what is Krebs cycle? So you don't have to understand Krebs cycle in much detail. You will understand it in class 11th, the chapter respiration in plants and animals, the chapter 12 of class 11th. So you will understand it later. But till now you can understand that Krebs cycle happens in mitochondria, the matrix of the mitochondria. Now once more, mature RBC of human cell do not contain RBC. The same region is that I have told in many lectures, and you have to answer it in the comment section. Mitochondria are also not present in prokaryotic and anaerobic eukaryote. Prokaryotic organism because they are primitive, while anaerobic organism because they do not do cellular respiration. Since their name is anaerobic, hence they do not perform cellular respiration. They are only present in aerobic eukaryotic organisms. Now let's see some functions of mitochondria. So the first function of the mitochondria is that it helps during the respiration and oxidation of food, releases energy in the form of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so ADP full form is adenosine triphosphate. It is known as the energy currency of the cell. So, what the two terms we have studied? First is powerhouse of the cell. Powerhouse of the cell is our mitochondria, and energy currency of the cell is our ATP. ATP is the energy currency of the cell. Next is now compounds and for mechanical work. They are used in breakdown of compounds, different types of compound, and also the mechanical works that happen in the cell, and not only cell, the whole body. So they make ATP for the whole body, its mechanical work, its breakdown, internal work, etc. Okay, so we are breathing, that's also because of our ATP. So here are the main functions of the mitochondria. First is energy production. Second is cellular respiration, converting glucose into ATP. ATP is adenosine triphosphate. Third is regulation of cell growth. And fourth is initiation of apoptosis. So apoptosis is programmed cell death. So the death that happens in the cell is just programmed earlier in the mitochondria, and it helps in earlier death of the death of the cell organelles, and this maintain the timeline that when a cell will divide, when the cell will dead. So this is also initiated by our mitochondria. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you so much, and we will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.